Nobody wakes up and says, you know what sounds like fun? Struggling with my weight. Like, yes, please, give me some of that joint pain, toss in a little bit of diabetes, and hey, while we're at it, why don't we just add in a little dose of non-stop societal shame? But according to Billy, the shirtless influencer who just dropped his 6th ab burner video this week, people with obesity chose this. Apparently, we're all out here just sabotaging ourselves for sport. So today, we're getting real about why so many people are ashamed of taking the GLP-1 medications and also hesitate to even start them to begin with. And spoiler alert, it's not because they're lazy or because of ignorance. It's shame. Yeah. It's a toxic cocktail of bias, stigma, and internalized guilt that we have been force-fed since childhood. But before we dive in, don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more amazing content from moi. As a quick aside, did you know that keeping your Wegovy or Zepbound pens at the right temperatures while you're traveling isn't optional, it's essential? And that is where the For All Families medicine travel coolers come in. They have a ton of different options, but my favorite is the Voyager, which can provide continuous refrigeration via USB power or via a TSA-approved biogel pack. My second favorite one is the Medium Nomad. It's a little bit smaller, but sleeker, sexier, and can keep your medications cool for 28 to 30 hours, which makes it perfect for those weekend getaways. And because you're one of my amazing viewers, you can use my code DANB10 and get 10% off your order at forallfamily.com. Again, the code is DANB10 at forallfamily.com. The link and everything that you need are all down below in the description. Go and check it out and travel with peace of mind and don't worry about your medications. All right, let's get into some real talk here because this one really grinds my gears. And that is people that are skipping out on GLP-1 medications because they've been shamed into thinking that it's the easy way out. As if choosing not to suffer somehow makes you less worthy of a human being. But the truth of the matter is that shame and blame are baked into the very conversations that we have about obesity. And not just by the random trolls online, healthcare providers can sometimes be the worst offenders in this case. And yeah, we're getting better, but we still got a long way to go. Now, the most ironic part about this whole situation is that the same people that go online in the comment section of my YouTube videos and scream at everybody in capital letters, because that somehow gets their message across better, they are screaming at people and saying that people with obesity are a drain on the system, and those people need to lose weight. But they are also the same ones that when an individual with obesity finds a safe, effective tool that happens to be a GLP-1 medication to help them lose that said weight, well, those people online, they then lose their minds again. And they turn around and say, well, now you're cheating. Pardon? So let me get this straight. You're mad at people because they aren't losing weight, then they do lose weight with a tool that works, and then you get mad about that too. Talk about damned if you do and damned if you don't. Welcome to the no-win game, one that you never signed up for, but somehow are still getting blamed for. So to the keyboard warriors, I'm going to highly suggest that you get up from your desk and your keyboard, and perhaps head outside and touch some of that green stuff that's growing out of the ground called grass. And just go ahead and stay out there and maybe get connected with a therapist, because we here really don't have time to unpack all the reasons as to why you hate fat people. And hey everyone, if you're currently living with obesity and taking a medication like Wegovy, Zepbound, Ozempic, etc., and you happen to be one of my Canadian viewers and over the age of 18, then you need to listen up. There is an app called Blue Charm that is rewarding Canadians for signing up and sharing their story. Just download the app, complete a quick survey, and you're going to get sent a $50 e-transfer as a thank you. And if you use my code LYG4G8, you're going to get an additional $5. So that is a $55 total for about 30 minutes of your time. Not only are you getting paid, but sharing your story helps to drive important clinical research around obesity care. So, if you're eligible, check out Blue Charm today and start getting rewarded for sharing your story. Okay, I think we've done a pretty good job of covering all the external hate that people with obesity get. But here's the thing. It's not just what is said out loud. It's the subtle messaging that you receive as well. The ads, the comment sections, the clothing stores, the doctors, those are all providing you the subtle kind of underneath messaging that you may not necessarily realize directly, but is definitely having an effect. And all of this over time creates what we call internalized weight bias. It's that nasty little gremlin in your head that sounds an awful like those internet trolls. We've all experienced it, but some of the things it might say is, I'm a failure. I'm always going to be fat. I don't deserve help. If I can't do it alone, I don't deserve to do it at all. And it likely gets increasingly more horrible from there. Basically, the way I describe it to patients is it's all the things that you say to yourself that you would never dream of saying to another human being on the planet, even those nasty internet trolls. But yet, it's somehow okay to say those things to ourselves. And it's called internalized bias because it's not coming from the outside anymore. It sounds like you. But let's be crystal clear here. You weren't ever born thinking like this. I mean, we never see a newborn coming out of the womb and being like, well, that was pathetic. I didn't stick that landing. Can someone put me back up there and we try this all again? Nope, not the case. In fact, when it comes to shame and blaming ourselves, that's something that we have to be taught. We get trained to believe that we are the problem. And so, people avoid proven treatments, tools that could actually help them. And if they're on it, they hide it. They whisper about it. And why? Well, that's because people suck. And people will judge them. And people will shame them. All the things that we've already talked about will happen. But let's do a bit of a reframe. And if we were honest, like really honest, we're all a little fucked up in our own ways. Some people just prefer to project their crap onto others versus actually dealing with it on their own. So the shame, blame, and everything else that you've experienced, it's not actually about you. It's about their unprocessed garbage, and your progress in actually doing something to help yourself makes them really uncomfortable. Now, a quick break here. If you're wondering what GLP medication does what are the side effects, what is the rate of weight loss, what are the expectations, etc., I just so have happened to put together a nice, clean PDF that explains all of the details that you need to know about the various GLP-1 medications that are currently out there. I break down all the big names: Wegovy, Ozempic, Zepbound, Mounjaro, Rybelsus, you name it, it is on there. It's free, it's evidence-based, and yes, it's actually easy to read. Just click the link down below in the description, enter your email, and I will send it right to your inbox. Because you deserve real answers, not more confusion. Now, real quick here for the inevitable chorus of I'm a pharma shill and I'm doing this to push drug and I make money and blah blah blah. As a quick aside, can we get a better talking point or insult of some kind? Because that one is really getting as old as my pharmacy school debt at this point. And the joke's on you, because if there is some big pharma paycheck that I'm missing out on, can someone please hit me up? My Honda Civic has a cracked windshield and it's got like 0 chill left and it needs replaced. Yeah. And look, if eating cauliflower pizza, doing intermittent fasting, and stripping every last piece of joy from your life actually worked long term, well then I'd be here instead promoting my new cookbook. Low carb, intermittent fasting, and hating your life. Now, with fewer carbs and fewer friends. Anywho, let's get one thing straight. The GLP-1 medications are fantastic and great, but they're not a magic wand. They won't fix your habits, your history, or your pantry. But they can make that uphill battle feel a little less like a vertical climb in flip-flops. And to give you another example here, if your blood pressure was like 180 over 110, yes, that's very high, not a good thing. Would you say, let me just try some more kale and maybe a bit of deep breathing to kind of help that out? Of course not, because you would very quickly be potentially dead. And so just like hypertension is a chronic medical condition that needs medications to be treated, obesity is no different. It's a medical condition. It's not a moral failure. It's not a behavior that you just change. It's chronic, relapsing, and multifactorial. We're talking your genetics, hormones, environment, behaviors, everything is all encompassed in that and plays a role. So if you choose to use a medication to support you in treating a chronic condition, well, what that says is, I deserve support, I deserve health, and I deserve to feel good and empowered along my health journey. And that, my friends, is brave as hell. Now it's your turn. I want you to drop a comment below and let me know, have you ever felt ashamed of taking a GLP-1 based medication? Or worse yet, did you actually get judged by somebody for taking them? Let's call it out together, because this is a judgment-free zone. And if you're done trying to fix this with Pinterest posts and celery sticks, then you need to check out my Empowerment Hub, which is your go-to resource for expert guidance, science-backed resources, and a community that is there to support you and just gets it along your weight management journey. But please, don't bring any kale. No more kale. We're all good on the kale. I promise you that. So what's the bottom line of all this? You're not weak. You're not broken. You're not cheating the system. You're just using every tool that's available to you to reclaim your health, and that is smart as hell. So to hell with the shame, to hell with the stigma, fuck you to all the haters that are out there. When it's coming to you and your health, you need to do what's best for you. And if other people got a problem with that, well, tell them to go touch some fucking grass. So to hell with the stigma, to hell with the shame, and fuck you to the haters that are out there. If someone tells you you're taking the easy way out, you can tell them to go and touch some fucking grass. All right, my friends, I know you love this video. And of course, since you did, I need you to share it, like it, do all the things to get it out there and share with anybody that you think is going to also enjoy it just as much. As well, don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all my content and videos that I put out. Also, check me out on all my other channels at The Official Dr. Dan, and come and hang out with us at the Dr. Dan's Empowerment Hub, your go-to resource for expert guidance, science-backed insights, and a community that is there for you. All right, you beautiful people, as always, please remember, it is those small tweaks that lead to the massive peaks.